Good afternoon and welcome. Of Jilin have imposed a lockdown again after a sudden surge in COVID-19 cases. Around 100 million people in China's northeast province have been pushed back to confinement after the second wave. The province has reported around 34 new COVID-19 cases. After facing global criticism for delayed treatment in virus containment, the Chinese government is now taking considerable steps to combat the surge of new infections. In an effort to curb the second wave from gaining strength, the government has imposed strict restrictions in the entire province. Cities in Jilin province have cut off train and bus services to restrict movement. Schools and other educational institutions have been shut down to contain further virus transmission. Now, the reason behind this sudden resurgence is not yet known. However, health experts suggest that the patients might have come into contact with infected patients who returned from Russia. China, which was the epicenter of the 3,000 COVID-19 cases so far. Our correspondent, Patrick Falk, is joining us live from Beijing. Good afternoon to you, Patrick. Cities in the country's northeastern province have imposed a lockdown again after the sudden surge. Now, that is around 100 million people back under lockdown. What are the latest details you have for us?
Yeah, that 100 million figure is slightly misleading because really the focus of the lockdown is in Shulan city. It's a city of about 700,000 people where they have had a cluster of cases. They've actually had another 4 cases reported in Jilin province today, about 40 cases in total. Authorities are being cautious parts of the northeast of the country, but it's only really in Shulan city where we're seeing the sort of Wuhan-style restrictions that we saw previously in the original epicenter of the virus, where people are being told that only one family member can go out every couple of days to get groceries. There are restrictions on vehicles coming in and out of residential compounds, and residential compounds where there have been infections are under a total lockdown. There is certainly some concern there, but this is also a very sensitive time in China. It's annual Congress, the Liangwei are starting tomorrow, so authorities really are just being cautious, you would imagine, more than anything else. It doesn't mean that the situation isn't serious, but that 100 million figure is slightly misleading in a way.
Right. And Patrick, are they being overly cautious this time around? And is there any further information on the possible reasons for the second wave?
Well, there have been concerns in the northeast of the country for quite some time, originally because of what were presumably imported cases coming either from Russia or 40 or so cases that have been who didn't have a so that is part of the reason why there is quite a bit of concern. But who's to say whether or not authorities are being overly cautious? Of course, there is also a big effort underway in Wuhan to test the entire city there. If the reports that we read previously were correct, we know that there is rigorous testing underway there, but it seems unlikely that they are going to be able to test all 11 million people, as a Reuters report previously suggested, in the space of 10 days. We do know